Welcome back, ninjas. Today's lesson unlocks modern object-oriented JavaScript, ES6 classes, inheritance with extends and super, static members, private fields, getters/setters, and best practices. Let's go. First, a quick overview. ES6 class is syntactic sugar over JavaScript's prototype system. It makes object-oriented code clearer and easier to read, but under the hood it still works with prototypes. Think of class as a neat way to declare constructor functions and prototype methods. Nicer syntax, same mechanism. We'll explore how it maps to prototypes later. Next, create a simple class with a constructor and an instance method, and instantiate objects using new. Constructor runs when you call new person. Methods defined in the class body are placed on person.prototype, not created per instance. So all person instances share the same greet function. Quick demo to show that class methods are on the prototype. Classes are still functions, constructor functions. Person.prototype holds the methods. Use object.getPrototypeOf to inspect the chain. Now let's create a subclass using extends and call the parent constructor with super. Extends creates a subclass whose prototype delegates to person.prototype. Super must be called before using this in the subclass constructor. The instance of check shows he is both an employee and a person through the prototype chain. Next we'll override a parent method and still call the parent's version using super.method name. Super.greet calls the parent class method in the current context, good for extending behavior rather than replacing it completely. Classes can have static members functions or properties on the constructor itself, not on instances. They're great for utility functions or factory methods. Utils.sum is called on the class, not the instance. Use static methods for helpers, caching managers, or factory functions. Now demo get and set to add computed properties and control access. Getters/setters let you expose properties while controlling. Reads/writes. Note, accessing our.area looks like a property but runs code. Modern JavaScript supports public and private class fields. Private begins with hashtag. Let's demo both. Public fields are instance-level properties that can be declared in the class body. Private fields, hashtag, are enforced by the language. You cannot access them from outside the class. Private fields give true encapsulation safer than naming conventions like secret. Sometimes you see arrow functions in classes. They create per instance functions and capture this. Let's compare. Arrow functions are useful for binding context, e.g., event handlers, but they are created per instance and use more memory. Prefer prototype methods for common methods, use arrow fields when you need lexical this. You can even extend built-in types like array, but be aware of quirks and browser support nuances. Subclassing built-ins works, but results may be surprising for some array behaviors or older environments. Be mindful of transpilation and polyfills. Let's show the equivalent constructor plus prototype code so you understand classes are sugar. Both behave the same at runtime. Use class for clarity. Most modern codebases prefer it. Finally, some design guidance. Prefer composition and mix-ins for flexible design instead of deep inheritance chains. Mix-ins or composition let you share capabilities across classes without deep hierarchical coupling. Many modern architectures, React composition, small focused classes, favor composition. Quick list of practical tips to use classes safely. Prefer class syntax for readability and standard patterns. Put methods on prototype, class methods do this automatically. Avoid per instance methods unless necessary. Use super correctly in subclasses and call it before this. Use private fields, hashtag, for true encapsulation. Use composition/mix-ins instead of deep inheritance where possible. Be careful extending built-ins in cross-platform/transpiled code. Arrow fields capture this but cost memory. Use them when you need lexical this, e.g., event handlers. Don't mutate prototypes of built-in objects. No array.prototype.foo equals in shared libs. Quick debugging tips: how to inspect classes and prototypes. Tools, object.getOwnPropertyNames, object.getPrototypeOf, instance of. In DevTools you can expand a class instance and inspect __proto___ to find where each method lives. Wrap up, core takeaways. Today you learned how to use ES6 class and extends, how super works, static members, getters/setters, private fields, and when to choose composition over deep inheritance. Practice these patterns now on JavaScript Ninjas. Do the exercises, https://javascriptninjas.com/learn/chapter/ES6-classes. Next lesson, advanced OOP patterns and memory/performance.